Hey everybody, David R. Becker here with Becker Art. In today's video newsletter, we're talking about how to control your watercolor. And many people think that it's all about the water and how much water you put down, and most beginners use way too much water. So what I'm trying to do is taming your water, and you tame it with pigment. Pigment's what you're trying to control, right? Because the water always should be the same on your paper. You try to make it even, and you try to put like a puddle of water into your paper so that your pigment can float. And I have always said in all my things, this newsletter is actually called Float Your Pigment, because basically what you're doing is you're floating your pigment into some water. Sometimes you do it when you put the water down with the paint, water with the paint, and sometimes you put the water down and put the paint into the water. There's many different ways of doing that, but basically you're always trying to float your pigment. And floating your pigment is just what it sounds like. You're taking this dirt, this colored dirt, and you're floating it into a puddle of water. And so you use pigment to actually control it. And so let me first show you what I'm talking about here. So I'll take and wet a big surface, a big area, and I'm going to wet the area. And when I wet the area, I can either use a little bit of pigment to see where I'm going. Otherwise, if you just use plain water, you don't know really what you have wet. But in time, you kind of can tell where you're wetted by the light and shining into the water. But what I like to do is when you're putting water down, and then leave it on your paper for a little bit so that it kind of sinks into the paper a little bit, and then it also gets even. And this is something you want to do all the time. Even if you had pigment in your brush and you're wetting it with pigment in your brush, you want to let it settle, and that's not right away paint. And so then if I take this blue, I'm just going to go with cobalt blue, and I'm just going to show you that if I just put it in there with a lot of water in my brush and a lot of pigment, and a lot of people, what you do is you go like this in your palette, and you're looking for the color you want, right? And so you're mixing a ton of water in there, and it looks really dark here, right? That almost looks just as dark as this. But then when you put it into water that you already have onto paper, look at how light that gets. And the more you spread it out, it gets even lighter. And so you're going to have a really light wash, right? Because this water is spreading out all the pigment. So pigment is what gives you the color. And so pigment is what then can control this. So now if I want to make this area like a gradation, and I want to go from dark to light, so that means I have to use a little bit more pigment, and I don't want to use any more water. But now I put so much water in my palette right here, you can see, and there's so much water that's just running all over the place, right? It's going to spread out. It's a little bit thicker because it's not spreading out really far, but then I can take that and bring it up here and see, whole my paints are very saturated with color, and so it doesn't take much pigment to make the color come out. And so there you have like a little bit more darker. Now if I want to go even darker, I'm almost going to try to take pure pigment, and then that's where you use your palette. But don't put more pigment in your palette. You already have it in the brush. I'm trying to get rid of some of the water and just use pure pigment, and then I'm going to take pure pigment and then rub it into the water that's on the paper. And if I rub it back and forth, and I can help it blend it, it's going to blend itself because there's enough water in here, it will blend itself. And so here I'm controlling the water ratio, or the pigment and water ratio, by putting a lot of pigment up here with the same amount of water as I have down here, but here's less pigment. So it's not how much water I have on here to make that look light, it's how much of pigment is in there. So pigment tames the water. You have to let the water do its thing and soften the edges. I don't have to ever soften an edge in watercolor because the water does it for me. But I have to have an even layer of water. All right, so let me just show you again what I'm talking about. So that was just like a gradation. Let's say you're doing an object and you want to make the object, the whole object soft-edged. And so you need it to be wet, right? And so I'll take a little bit of color so I can see where I'm going. And I'm going to take a little bit of clear water around the edges because I want this to be a soft edge. So I'm going to go all the way around with clear water so you don't see the edge. And now I have very little bit of pigment in there. It's all about the pigment, so there's hardly any pigment in there. This is all soft, right? So it's a light wash of a dark color. This is a dark color. And that's about You can get a little bit darker than that, but this is the color when it's a transparent watercolor, so it's a little bit of pigment and you're going to see a lot of the paper. So that's how you get a light. But what if you wanted to then get enough pigment to show an edge? And so, and I wanted the same value as that. So that's where it would be a problem. So that's where I add white. I add white to that color. So here what I'm going to do now is first I'm just going to take you and show you how I'm going to make a soft edge, but with darker color, because it has to be, I'm using that color and I'm using a lot of it. So it's always going to be that dark because I need a lot of that pigment without water. I need a lot of pigment without water, so I'm taking pure pigment. So I don't like when students spray their paints and make them all watery, and you can never then control your edge, right? You can't control it. So what you want to do is just take pure pigment because you already wet the surface. And even if you didn't wet the surface, you need enough water in your brush to have water down there so it'll float. The pigment has to float. That's how you put it onto your paper. And now this is a soft edge. See, this is a very soft edge, but it is controlled a little bit because I used a little bit thicker pigment. Because I use it a little bit thicker, and if I use it even thicker, I can make it even harder. This is wet though, and so anytime a surface is wet, it will be a soft edge. And then if I go over here, but what if I wanted this side, if I wanted a little bit lighter, but now it's drying so I can probably get the same kind of edge. But as this dries, it's still going to keep on bleeding. So if we make a sphere and just make dark to light, and so I can take this part and make it darker, take pure pigment, again there's water already down there, and I can just put it in here and it's just going to bleed. I don't even have to blend it that much. I can help it along a little bit with my brush. And so I can see I can put in and take out too. I can wipe my brush on the towel, get rid of some of the water, and I can pull out some of it, or I can blend it together with a little bit of the dampness of my brush. I can blend it a little bit. I kind of want the water to do that though. I don't really ever want to blend it because blending is what the water does for the watercolor. See how nice that blend is? I cannot do that by wisping it or blending it together. That happens on its own because you put enough water there to let the pigment float in the water. Now that's a soft edge around there, and the wetter I have it, the more it's going to bleed out. Now, but what if I wanted like a harder edge, but I want it to be that I want to get the soft edge, but I want it to be lighter. I need this color though, and like I want that color right there. Well, then I would take white. I would take white paint and use white pigment to make it that value. It's the same color, but I need to make it a light value. Instead of the paper being my white, I need white paint, and now I can use enough paint where it'll bleed a little bit, but it'll be that same color. See how I can visit the same color in there? But now I can use it to make a harder edge. Well, this is also drying a little bit now. So this is how I'm getting a hard edge because it's drier on the outside. But I'm making it lighter so that it's a lighter color. And I can make it even lighter yet. But watch what happens if I use too much water. And this is what most of you do. You put so much water in your brush, and then there's so much water down there, which it isn't right at the moment. But let me just show you when you put too much water down and it's starting to go in, then what happens is it just bleeds around. See how it's bleeding, and it's going to make a watermark. You're going to make a watermark when your water, the water that you put into that surface is wetter. It's wetter on your brush than it is on the surface, and then you're getting a watermark. See how you're getting a watermark right away? So I'm going to re-wet this whole thing with just a wash, and you can also use your mister. What I can do is I can take it and mist it real quickly. A couple times over it. It's going to give you little dots, but that's okay because it's just re-wet everything. And then I can go again and push the pigment around a little bit so that it just bleeds on its own. It'll blend. It'll blend on its own because now it's wet again and it's floating pigment. So you're controlling the wash. You're controlling the pigment with into the water. The pigment is being set into the water and it's just dispersing. So the water has to be always even. Just try to think of the water always being even, because then if it's always even, then everything's going to be all soft edged all the time. And it'll be floating in there and it'll settle down and give you granulation. And so that's a good thing. Now what if we do the same thing on a dry paper? So I can do the same thing on a dry paper. I can just take a little bit of this blue, maybe take even the light blue. We'll take some of the blue and I'll go in a circle. And now this is dry, so I can get a nice hard edge, because that's how you get hard edges. You just work on dry paper. So I'm just going to go around like this, and I'm wetting it. And yes, I have a bunch of lines in there, but I'm just wetting it. I'm getting my I'm getting my hard edge. But then I can assume that this is all, I want to have this all sit here with water, the same wetness. So I look to make sure that it's all kind of the same wetness. Now, there's a big puddle right there, so I'm just going to let that float around. And now that it's all kind of even, like when I did the sky up here, or the gradation, what I'm going to do now is pick up thick pigment and start out where my darks are, and let the darks just bleed to the edge. And it'll be hard edge this time because it's bleeding to a soft, to a dry paper. And then inside, though, I push it around, and I don't have any more water on my brush. I try to get all the water out of my brush because now I want the pigment to be very thick and dry. Not dry, but it can't be dry. It is still pliable, and I apply it in there. And as I push it around, I do the same thing I did up here. I just take that pigment and push it around in the water, and the water will soften it for me. I don't have to do the softening. It just floats in the water, and it softens the edges on their own. And that's how you control the water, is by putting enough pigment in there and letting the pigment float in the water and create its own soft edge. And you do this with your brush being kind of the same wetness as your paper is that you put down, right? If I just go like this, nothing happens except I'm pushing pigment around here and there. And then I leave it alone, and then I just let it float. I'm wiping my brush off here again. And so I'm going to try to get this a little bit lighter. So I'm going to pull some of the pigment back into my brush. And then I also need to get a little bit more water in here, because I notice my brush is a little bit drier now. If it's too dry, it's going to suck up all the water. So I'm putting a little bit more water back down here. So always know how much water is in your brush compared to what it is on the paper. See, it's the same wetness now. So I'm just pushing pigment around. The pigment controls the water. You put in the pigment and then just make sure the water is about the same all the time. Your water should always be the same on everything. And make it kind of puddly. And so, not too puddly, because watch what happens when it's too puddly. So if I do a thing and it's just really, really a lot of water, and then I go dip into this and I get a lot of water, it's hard to control that. That just goes all over the place. What I'm doing now is I'm getting some of the water out, because I can't control that. It's just water being all over the place. And the pigment is not enough pigment to control the water. So you're not being able to tame it because there's too much water. The water is overtaking your pigment. So what I do is I'm going to suck up some of the paint. See, I'm just going to my thing, sucking up some of the water, Sucking up some of the water. So the water always, when I paint, is always the same. You just get to know how much water you need on there, and you let it soak a little bit so that's an evenly wet surface. Evenly wet. Then if my brush is evenly wet as the paper, I'm just pushing pigment around. I'm pushing pigment. Here I got a lot of thick pigment. I'm pushing it around. And it's a hard edge because it's hard over there. And this is with every brush that you use. It's not just the flats, it's a round. I can use a round to do the same thing. I can use a round brush. And just take the round brush, make sure it's not too wet. See what happened? I had it all wet. It's too wet. Look at what's happening. A watermark. Because it's too wet, my brush then. Anytime you do that. Now, sometimes that could be a thing that you want to do because it's something like in the clouds. You want to get a watermark. Or like this is now drying a little bit. If I spray it, it's going to give me marks. Let me just do one little spray over it. So now it's wet again. And now watch what happens if I want to add white to it or a light color to that. I'm just going to take some pure white and I'm going to lay it down in here to get a reflected an edge. Now it's also floating. It's opaque colors, but it's floating in the water, and it's going to give me some really interesting little legs. I call them little legs. And if you can see, you're going to get more and more of these little legs. If I bring it up to the screen, you'll see even more. See how there's it's kind of, you get these little legs in there, and it's floating. It's floating pigment. And you can see from the side, when I go like that, you can see you can see where the light is shining in there, because that's wet. It's all wet. It's evenly wet. But see how I'm using white to get enough, and it's thick, so it's not bleeding too far. So know how much pigment you need to use in water to make it just go a little bit or a lot. And look at how this is all so wet, but it's evenly, it's going to distribute that pigment evenly. because it's so wet that it's like a puddle and everything is spreading out into the puddle. All right, this is so important to learn. I've always recently just been telling my students, learn how to do both hard and soft edges, but more important is don't use so much water, because nobody can ever get, well, nobody, not everybody, but I mean, not everybody doesn't do this, but where nobody can get it dark enough. Everybody can never make their light or their darks dark enough, myself included, because once it dries, when the water's gone, then it's whatever pigment you have left on that paper that's going to be showing the darkness. And since this is transparent watercolor, it's showing through the white of the paper, so it's always going to be lighter once the water's gone, because when it's wet, it's picking up the darks from the room. It's reflecting the darks from the room, and also the lights from the room. Like I just showed you when I did that with the paper, I showed you, see the light in there, right there? Look at the light. It's showing the light, but it's also showing the darks of the room. So it looks dark right now, but once it's wet, or once it's dry, I mean, it will be whatever pigment you have left there. So to make a dark, dark, dark color, you got to get almost, those 3 or 4 colors to make black, or use black. Like if I use a black, where's my black? If I use black and I make it really thick, and if I make black and make it really thick, it will stop you from shining through, because it's so thick. And look at, I use it so thick that it's not bleeding that far. Now if I do it down here where there's all this water, it's going to bleed, but again, it's so thick. But if I put some water in there, look at how it just makes it gray, and then once it's dry, it's not going to be that dark at all. It looks dark right now, right? And if I take a little bit of the water away, look at how light that's going to get. That's going to get super, super light, because once, oh, I just put my finger in there. And look at what's happening. It's just dispersing. All that pigment is dispersing. Here it's not dispersing, so that will stay dark. This will become very light because it's dispersing within the water. Water and pigment, learn about it. Learn how to use the pigment into the water. And when you're doing it, let's say you're doing that same circle with the pigment right away in a really, really wet brush, and you're taking the blue with you while you're doing the first wash, that's okay. You can do that too. And then you just, once it's wet, then you can manipulate how much pigment is in what area. But it's the pigment that tames the water. So look at, I'm taking it out right there, taking a little bit of the pigment out and pushing it over to this side. Then I'm going to take pure pigment and do it again over here. Thicker pigment lets you only bleed a certain distance. Really wet like this, look at that, it was black. Look at how it's just spreading out now. That's spreading out still, it's still spreading out, but it's still more dark because I put a big thick glob of black in there. All right, so it's about the amount of pigment to water ratio. It's so important to learn how to tame your water with the pigment. All right, I hope you get that and practice it. And don't do it in a painting, practice it like I'm doing here. That's the only way you can probably learn how to do it, is not through when you're doing your painting, because your mind is everywhere else instead of how to actually paint with the paint. When you're doing a painting, you're thinking about how dark that tree has to be, or the water, and the reflection, and all these other million things you got to think about when you're doing the painting. But when you're working watercolor, learn how to work it first, and don't work it in a painting. Work it on a sheet of paper and do spheres, do rectangles, do trees, do whatever. But don't do it as a painting, do it as a practice, and to learning how to get the soft edge and how to make it. Look at that white now. Look at how white even the white got darker because I went over it dark. And even though it's not transparent, this white, it's opaque, it still is more transparent because there's pigment underneath that's floating into the white, right? So all my teachers told me never to use white, but sometimes you need to use white to control your edge within a wash and get the right color. Because sometimes you need to get the color like a cobalt blue to look like light, but you need to control it, and there's not enough pigment, because you can't do it if you're just using a really washy lot of water. Look at, if I go in there, I can't control that. That's just going to bleed out because it's really, really wet. All right, so take some time and practice your taming of water. All right, and we'll see you on Thursday, where we'll be doing a lot of soft and hard edges, and so you need to practice this before we do our painting. All right, thanks a lot. We'll see you on Thursday. Bye-bye.